Hi, second grade. Miss Johnson back with you to teach you all about sound waves part 2. Last time we were together, we took a look at some videos that showed how vibration and sound goes together. So let's continue learning. So the standard again that we're working on is all about forces in motion. We are going to understand the relationship between sound and vibrating objects and how they go together. So let's review what a sound wave is. We learned about it last time, but let's get it back in our heads really fresh and clear. So sound is made up of vibrations or sound waves that we can hear. These sound waves are formed by objects vibrating and shaking back and forth. Sound waves can travel through the air, which is what we've talked about mostly, water, which we're going to see a little today, and solid objects as vibrations. So, you guys had some journal responses. Number 1, where did you feel the vibrations of your voice the best on your body? So we did some little experiments of our own. And if you guys agreed with me, which most of you did, it would have been right here on our throats. And remember, we didn't push too hard, but this is where we could feel those vibrations from our voice the best. Right here on our throat. Now, we may have felt them other places, but the best spot was right here, as close to those voice boxes and our vocal cords as we can get. Okay. Number 2, what happened to the water when the frog's pitch got higher or lower? So I showed you guys 2 videos. The first one was of a frog's croak or chirp that was a high sound, and you saw that water just rippled really fast, and it was all kinds of really fast small vibrations. Now the second video, we had to watch it a few times. It was a little harder. But in that video, that toad or that frog had a lower croak or chirp. So therefore, his sound waves weren't as fast. It was kind of one big boop, 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 something like that. So the journal response here we were kind of hoping for was that the higher pitch had the faster vibrations and the lower pitch had the slower vibrations. We went to Google's Chrome Lab and we played in the sound wave as well, and hopefully you guys maybe took a look at that as well. But whenever Miss Johnson played the higher sounds on the far right of the screen, those little blue dots went crazy because it was a higher sound that travels much faster. And then whenever I played on the far left, those lower sounds, those were much slower. So that same idea goes. All right, so then I had you guys make some hypotheses and try to decide what's going to happen today with our experiments. So the first one is, what do you think will happen when the tuning fork touches the water? And the second one was, what do you think will happen to the ping pong ball when the tuning fork gets close? So you guys had some amazing responses. Your teacher shared them with me. So let's go take a look to see how close you were. Or maybe you even got it absolutely correct. So here's a link, guys. Your families can take you to this, but I'm going to show you in the video just the parts that we need to see. Now the video is much longer and he actually does 10 different examples, but we're just going to take a look at those 2. So feel free to watch the other ones if you want. And he is actually a high school physics teacher, so he's going to do some experiments that are way more advanced than anything we do together. But if you were in music class, I usually do the tuning fork in the water because it's just so fun. And the ping pong ball was something new that I learned, so I wanted to share. So let's go take a look. My screen's going to get a little crazy. So the first one we're going to watch is the tuning fork in the water. So he's going to take his tuning fork, and his looks much different than mine. They come in all kinds of different sizes, and therefore the smaller they are, think back to when we learned about instruments this year. The smaller the instrument, here a tuning fork, the higher the sound. The bigger the instrument, remember our tuba and our big string bass? They're going to have lower sounds. So depending on the size of his tuning fork, we'll hear some different sounds. But let's take a look to see what happens when we dip a tuning fork that has been struck and is vibrating in the water. Let's see.
Try dipping the tuning fork in water. All sounds come from vibrations. This experiment looks great in slow motion.
Whoa!
Try putting...
Can you guys, I mean, did you think that it was going to have that reaction? Those vibrations themselves created by that sound, and those vibrations made the water like explode off the top, off the surface. That was so cool. All right, so now let's go to the ping pong ball. And this one was a brand new one Miss Johnson had never seen before, and I was really shocked. In this video, it's even cooler because he is not going to hit the tuning fork that's right there by the ping pong ball. He's going to hit the other tuning fork that's in front of it, and watch what happens. Here it goes.
Hung a ping pong ball on a string and it's up against the edge of one of the tuning forks. Watch what happens. For this demonstration...
So guys, let me go back. So he struck this first tuning fork. The vibrations from striking that tuning fork traveled through the air into this tuning fork. And then the vibrations from that tuning fork made the ping pong ball bounce off of it. Crazy. And such an amazing way to see how sound travels and how we hear. All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint. So that was the science experiments. Now, I hope you guys had a cool time kind of seeing what you thought compared to what really happened. Very cool. All right, so now you guys are going to get to do a really fun little assignment from your teachers. And you guys are actually going to make your own instruments. Down here at the bottom, I have put links to 3 different videos on YouTube that have, some of them show the same instruments being made, but they show a variety. Because guys, there are so many ways you can make your own instruments with just things around the house. I know we're not in the classroom and we don't have cymbals and big old drums and ukuleles hanging on the wall, but there's ways that you guys can make your own sounds, and why not make them sound pretty and cool by being musical sounds? So you guys can watch the videos, and there's several more out there. These were just fun, easy ones that I really felt were things that you'd have already around your house. So you can take some of these ideas and you can go above and beyond, or you can be like Miss Johnson and you can just create one of them. So I decided to make my own instrument. I hope you don't mind. And I made it from stuff that I had just laying around the house, which is what your assignment is, okay? Just find things that are right around you to make really cool stuff out of. So I made some maracas. All right, so I watched the video and I had like seen them before and students have made them, but I personally have never made them. So I was really excited to give it a try, and it was super easy, and maybe it took me 5 minutes, maybe. So I had some Easter eggs laying around from the Easter Bunny this year, and so let me figure out my camera. Whoop, there it is. So I had to put some tape on the top and the bottom because the plastic Easter eggs have holes in them, and that would not be good for what I put inside, or else I'd be shaking it all over the place. So first I put my masking tape covering up the holes, and then I filled the inside with just rice. Went to the pantry, found some rice. Now, if you have, maybe your family has like dried beans that you could use, or maybe you have little marbles or things like that. So just find things that are laying around. So I took the rice because I thought it made a really nice sound. And then I used more tape, and I used 2 plastic spoons. And so I set the egg inside the spoon. I taped that shut around the edge of the egg that opens, just to make sure nothing explodes with my crazy shaking. And then I took 2 plastic spoons and I taped them together just so it's a little easier to grab. It makes a nice little handle. So I have made my own musical instrument. I can't wait to see what you guys make and create and to see what your teachers share with me. I hope you guys have enjoyed learning all about sound waves, because I know that I have loved getting to teach it to you, just like we would if we were in music class. So I miss you guys so much again. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you walk away and learn even more about sound on your own. You have one more journal response, just asking what you're taking away from our lessons together. So again, I miss you guys. I wish you the best. I'll talk to you soon.